Good morning and happy Friday. So my name is Jen Bailey and I'm a VSG athlete. If you're new here, thanks for checking it out. If you've been with me, thanks for hanging. I appreciate you all. So on today's live stream, I wanted to go over pre-workout supplements post-VSG surgery. There's a bunch of things like info and stuff, things that our little tiny tummies can and cannot tolerate. So yeah, I just wanted to go over that. As for me, I used to use pre-workout before surgery, but it always made me itchy, and I think it was like a beta alanine or something. It wasn't something I was fond of. Like it felt really crazy. I ended up trying something different without that ingredient and it worked, but yeah, that can be, something going on there. So yeah, let's get into it. What is the purpose of pre-workout? Well, it's got a lot going on with it, but pretty much it's designed to enhance athletic performance by boosting energy levels, improving strength and endurance. So in short, it's supposed to get you going. Like you're going to drink it and shortly after you're going to be like, yeah, let's do this. And it'll be great. It'll be great for some people. Maybe not so much for others. Side note, this is my bedroom. Sorry, the lighting's a little crazy, but the kids are out there getting ready for school right now. And I got up a little too late to set up. So I'm just kind of staying in my area so they can roam free and get ready in theirs. All right, so yeah, back to the regularly scheduled program. How long do the effects of pre-workout last? Well, depending on the ingredients and the length of your workout, they can go anywhere from 30 minutes to 2.5 hours. So again, if you're like me and your body didn't tolerate that beta alanine well, then you could have the itchiness for a few minutes. I think the most I had mine was like 20 minutes, and it was a long 20 minutes, let me tell you that. Yeah, but you can feel energized, for up to 2.5 hours, depending on the pre-workout that you use and what's in it. So how do these things affect us? There's a lot of ways. Let's go into that. Again, depending on their ingredients and their dosages, some may work great, some may cause negative side effects. Now again, I'm not a doctor. This is just me doing my research online with NIH and other medical sites and things that help get me this info, because I don't want to just give out randomness. And these are also things that I've come across personally. Ooh, I spit. So yeah, but for us VSG patients, there are more side effects and things that we have to look out for, just because of our new pouch, our tiny tummy, our sleeve, if you will. But again, everyone's unique. Trial and error is gonna guide you through it. So if you choose to go the supplement route, there is info out there, but this is a supplement in what I found. So the regulation of dietary supplements is not the same as for that of food and beverage industry. It's actually less strict. than those for prescription and over-the-counter medications. So it kind of falls in between that. It's not, you know, yeah, we ingest it, so, you know, kind of foodish, but also supplementy towards not prescription or anything. So it's not regulated as best as it should be. So that's when we have to be mindful. Those are the things that we have to look out for and go like, okay, do our due diligence, our research on what's going to help us through what's going to work for us. And if you try something and it doesn't, then you know, hey, let's go return that to GNC. What are some common ingredients? Now I'm just going to go over 3 of them because these are the most common, and these are the things that in the research I found affect our little tiny tummies, our bodies, our, like, the changes, everything that we're going through. Nitric oxide precursors, L-arginine and L-citrate, that one. Okay. So what those do, those are believed to help enhance athletic performance by dilating blood vessels and improving blood flow. Again, I put believed in there because this is, there's studies, but there's not like consistent. So this is just what they believe it to be. Now, the side effects of it. They may include gastrointestinal disturbances like vomiting, no thank you, nausea, bloating, diarrhea, stomach pain, as well as headache, heartburn, and palpitations. They may include this. You may be one of the lucky ones and it doesn't include any of those. You know, great. But those are just some of the things that, you know, like, you know, we see the commercial side effects may include blah, 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 and they ramble them off. This is something for it. But again, I'm not one to really enjoy diarrhea and stomach pain and nausea and all that. So, you know, that's just not for me. Another common ingredient in these is caffeine. So as we know, like, caffeine is shown to increase mental and physical performance. Great. Caffeine gives us that boost in the morning if you're the coffee drinker. I have decaf coffee, hence the little brain fog. But it still has a little bit of caffeine in it. And, you know, some days it works. Some days it's just, I like the taste, that coffee experience, the warmth, all of that. But, you know, people have coffee in the morning, boom, gets you going great. However, caffeine is a diuretic. So it flushes water from your body and can cause dehydration. Again, we know this. We're given all these instructions to stay away from caffeine, especially like post-surgery. And really, if you're within the first few months, you're not going to go like slamming caffeine, trying to work out and do all this stuff because your body is still recovering. But once you get past that phase, yeah, and you start incorporating it, you got to be on the lookout for caffeine because it can do that kind of stuff. And you don't want to be dehydrated. You know, we have this little pouch of a tummy and we have to be able to stay hydrated throughout everything. And when we add in activity, it's even more so, more important. The last common ingredient I'm going to go over is creatine. That can be in these pre-workouts. And if you have something that's like even your post-workout protein, just be on the lookout because creatine can be in those as well. So what it's doing is rerouting water to your muscles to help them. So it may aid in performance by increasing recovery rate and muscular development. So With creatine, you gotta have more water. And we already know it's a struggle to have that water. If water is being routed to your muscles to help them out, then it's also being pulled from other organs and that. And, you know, we've got to not like overload, but we've got to be really mindful of that. So yeah, if you have something with creatine, it definitely should be taken with plenty of water to ensure the rest of the body has the water it needs to carry out essential functions. Don't get dehydrated off that. Don't let everything else suffer because of these other things that you're taking. Now, I did fall down a crazy rabbit hole when doing this research with creatine, and I think that's something I'm going to go into on another live because it was a little scary. I will admit that one. With our kidney functions and, you know, yeah, we're trying to be healthy and we're changing our lives for the better and changing our bodies, but yeah, we can mess ourselves up if we're not properly hydrated. So that was a whole thing, kidney stones and the kidney failure, and wow, it was a lot. But if you choose going the pre-workout supplement route, just be mindful of those things. I personally don't anymore. I used to do it back in the day, but you know, I was really heavy. I was just like, hey, I need any energy I can, and I'm going to take it. Even when I, you know, figured out the itchy situation, I still used a different pre-workout. And now post-surgery, even when I first started working out and I didn't have like all of that energy and the like stamina and the endurance, I knew I was like, that was my base. That was something I had to build off of. So I didn't turn to supplements to help myself. Once I really got into running and I was able to go like longer distances, I knew I needed something for fuel when I was out there. Like hence the Boom Energy, these things. It does have, I think, like 25 milligrams of caffeine in it. But I take it like every 30 minutes I'm out there. So I have my regular normal like food fuel for pre-workout, but those I take when I'm actually out and in the process, because it has the carbohydrates that I need. It has the sodium and the sugars to help keep me going. Man, that sun is moving. So yeah, that's where mine comes in. And the caffeine, you know, I have my water pack with me. I have all these things, so I'm really mindful. But yet again, after reading all this stuff, I'm even more mindful now, and I got to do more research and figure out all of that. But anyhow, non-supplement pre-workout fuel. Okay, so there are ways of fueling your body without using these supplements. And I'm gonna hold my hand up here because the sun's out of the way. Okay. So if you're like me and you don't use pre-workout to give you that like initial jolt, go for the food. And that's what works. I know before my workouts, I usually have like a little bowl of oatmeal and I squeeze a bit of peanut butter into it and some raisins or dates. And that gives me the carbs. It gives me the sugar, the natural sugars, and that protein that I'm going to need to help sustain me through it. But here's some options and ideas. Oh, it made it in a chunk. Sorry, guys. Okay, so you can have a banana and any kind of nut butter, peanut butter, almond butter, whatever butter you'd like. For me, I can't have bananas because they trigger migraines and that feels terrible. So as much as I miss them, I just can't have bananas anymore. But again, banana has that carbs, and the nut butter has the protein that you need. And then the natural sugars in the banana. You can also have an apple and low-fat cheese. So apples can come really small, and you know, we're working with a small space in here, so we've got to plan this stuff out. Staying hydrated while being nourished. So even if you have to start 45 minutes, an hour ahead of your workout, like these are some of the things you can eat that work with that. Greek yogurt with berries. Greek yogurt, high in protein. I also use the plain Greek yogurt, just as a side note. I use that instead of sour cream if we're having like our little vegan tacos. Oh my gosh, it's delicious, and you get that protein in. Low-fat cottage cheese and sliced pineapple. I'm a sucker for cottage cheese and pineapple. It just tastes great, but just be mindful of the sugars in pineapple, because it is kind of high. Like, go for fresh if you can, not processed, because they definitely add more sugars in there than what you really need. Low-fat milk or nut milk and some fruit. So again, get those things in. It's a little weird. You can get that liquid and the fruit. And these are ideas off of like bariatric websites. So, you know, this is something that works for us. It'll work for anybody else as well. But again, we have to be mindful of what we intake. And yeah, it's possible to fuel your body and go out there and do some amazing things without using a pre-workout supplement. But again, to each their own, whatever works for you. This is something that I personally do, which is not use the supplements, because I learned that I don't need them, and it's okay. But again, I do use the Boom Energy when I'm out running those long miles. So anything over like 4 miles now for me is where those come into play. And I have my electrolytes, I have my water, and I have like a snack on me, a little oat bar, or, you know, something, dates and nuts. It can be done, but that's the info on pre-workout post-VSG. So be mindful of creatine and making sure you have enough water to offset what the creatine does for your muscles, which can be a good thing. Be mindful of caffeine, because we know it's a diuretic and it can make us dehydrated. Okay. And what are those other ones? Oh, the nitric oxide precursors. So those are good. They can help, I mean, they believe to help dilate your blood vessels, improving blood flow, but also they can make some people a little sick with nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and headache, stuff like that. I'm not a fan of those things, so I just don't take it. But yeah, in any case, feel free to follow along my journey on my Instagram. I'm on there as Jen_Bailey17. And yeah, we have some cool things coming up. You can follow me on Strava also. That one's free. You can see all the little loop-de-loops I do around, or when I do long runs, like races, point-to-point stuff, all that goodness. Yeah, this weekend, we're going to be meeting at the Dodgers Stadium. Super excited about that. My husband and I, with our nonprofit, we're hosting a food drive there. So our nonprofit is Run for Grace, and everyone's going to come out, do a couple laps around, get some free like snacks and goodies, hang out with all of our running friends and communities. There's a bunch of different clubs that are coming out, and it's going to be exciting. And we're going to try out some shoes, some new shoes from Asics. They're doing some testers, like you give them your ID, they let you borrow a pair of shoes. So yeah, who doesn't love that? But it's going to be awesome. So I hope you have an amazing weekend. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and going over this info. I hope it brought some value to you, maybe ease your mind on a couple things. Maybe, you know, like me, you have some more questions about other things. But I appreciate you nonetheless for hanging out with me this far. So until next time, sending light, love, and happiness. Bye.